Hey, I still catch myself smiling every single time I power on the C5. This is for the person who's watched movies and shows and thought, it should feel deeper than this. You've sat through stunning visuals only to realize the sound didn't match what you saw, the colors looked good but not alive, and those quiet emotional moments just flattened out. Before anything else, check the current price and stock. TVs this capable don't linger, and every night you wait is another night without real immersion. You know that tiny frustration, the one where a cinematic reveal doesn't hit as hard as it should, or a big game feels bright but somehow distant? That moment wasn't just a detail you missed, it was a clue you were done settling. You wanted something that actually matches the emotion and energy you bring into your room. The first time I fired up the LG C5, I noticed it instantly. The picture wasn't just clear, it felt alive. Deep blacks that don't crush detail, colors that seem to breathe with intention, and emotion that moves like it's part of the room instead of just pixels on glass. Dolby Vision and AI Super Upscaling don't just make pictures sharp, they interpret what's on screen so every scene feels intentional. Once you see that kind of presence, anything flatter starts to feel like a shadow of what it could be. Imagine game night where the stadium feels like it's behind you, where every cutscene carries weight because the visuals and sound are genuinely aligned. Filmmaker Mode means director's intent isn't just preserved, it's honored. Dolby Atmos lifts sound so effects don't just play, they surround. Dialogue stays anchored, music feels textured, and every whisper lands with clarity instead of washing into the background. That's the difference between hearing and feeling your content. And if you're hesitating, thinking maybe cheaper is good enough, notice this: every time you go back to screens that lack depth, you feel what's missing. That's loss aversion. Once you've experienced immersive, articulate visuals and audio that actually work together, ordinary just doesn't satisfy. You know what it's like when a scene pulls you in instead of letting you watch from the edge. One surprise benefit most people don't expect until they live with it? How smooth everything feels, even older content. AI upscaling makes legacy shows and games look surprisingly crisp and intentional. You don't just watch old favorites, you rediscover them. And voice control with Alexa built in? Suddenly navigating apps feels effortless, and you actually enjoy finding what you want instead of hunting for it. You see texture in every scene, you feel presence in every moment, you hear sound that moves with action, you relax into watching, not squinting, you take pride in how it performs. It's not overwhelming to navigate, it's not limited to one type of content. Eventually, endless comparisons just slow you down. You've lived with flat visuals and distant sound long enough to know the difference between passive and immersive. You know what it feels like when a TV finally keeps pace with how fast your eyes and ears actually perceive: alive, responsive, emotional. And once you've felt that difference, delaying it only feels like postponing the best part of watching again. So if you're ready to stop settling for good enough and start living inside every show, game, and movie you watch, check that price, check the availability, and make the call. The C5 doesn't just display a picture, it brings your room into the story.